Welcome back to my continuing adventures on Snowrunner on PlayStation 4, episode 31, with me, MrSealyp. In the last episode, we moved across from Drowned Lands through Quarry out to ZIMNEGORSK, opened up the couple of watchtowers that I needed to do with the little TUZ 166, and we found the TATARIN. The TATARIN TUZ 420 or TUZ 420, the bigger one, but it had very little fuel in it. Now I could have just recovered it back, filled it up and gone again. I went back, grabbed the Tayga, which was here on this map, but we also had found in that episode the upgrade for the lift kit. So we've done the lift kit and these big old chunky tyres. So what I'm doing now is going back. So we went back to Drowned Lands. I put this back on it with fuel in it. We're going to go back to ZIMNEGORSK. Hopefully, with the new tyres we got on this, get through the river, go across, fill up the TATARIN, and it's TATARIN time, hopefully. But the Tayga, this lift kit, I've been looking for I can't remember how many episodes now, and we finally got it. So we've got these massive tyres on it. I love this truck, and I love it even more now with these tyres on. It seems to be driving and handling really well, and doesn't seem to be struggling too much with the mud. That said, ZIMNEGORSK is a whole nother level of mud, so we'll see how that pans out. Now, what I could have done was, if we go into the map, well, that's re-renders because it hasn't quite rendered yet. Initially, when I first came over onto this map off camera, where did I come in? Down here, there is a trailer garage down there. So what I could have done was come in there, gone to the trailer garage and put a fuel trailer on rather than a trailer back, and then just driven out from there to a crossing and done that. So I could have done a trailer back rather than a tanker on this. And we've only literally just opened this up, so as far as options go, we haven't got that many. But what we've got to try and do now is get this across the TATARIN, fill up the TATARIN. My other little TUZ is over there, which is also almost out of fuel. I drove that over next to where I left the TATARIN at the end of the last episode with, I think, 2 litres of fuel left in it. So what I'm going to try and do is go across at the river crossing. Why does that keep flicking mud up? And where's that mud? That's not the exhaust, is it? So where's that flicking up from? Yes, weird. It seems to be splattering mud out of the exhaust every time I do. I wonder why it's doing that. Yeah, look, it does a blow on the exhaust. Then if I back off the accelerator... Oh, no, it's not doing it. I'm just getting a load of rubbish coming up. Now the little TUZ couldn't ford the rivers because it was just way too deep. It could still be too deep for this, I don't know. We'll you know, all I can do is try. Like I say, this is really not having any problems with the mud at all. Why every single time, without fail, that I make a statement, within seconds of me saying that, I hit exactly the problem that I've just said I'm not having a problem with. Now I've only got a short exhaust on this because I haven't unlocked the big one. I think it's level 17 unlocks this one. I think I've just done level 14. So this could still be too deep for this. Or it might not be. We could be alright here, you know. Only just, but we might be. We're still moving, which is always a good sign. Yeah, I mean you can imagine with the little TUZ, it just could not cope with that, and I said we're probably going to need a bigger... See, look at that car down there. That's what happens when you get it wrong. When river crossings go wrong. But I love the Tayga. This is so good. Such a cool truck. We want to go up that way, I think. I think I upgraded the engine as well. But there's been a couple of upgrades of recent times which I haven't actually I think I did 2 or 3 upgrades on Quarry, and there were various different things for different trucks, and I didn't go back in and kind of check the trucks I had. So I'm pretty sure I did an upgrade on this. So a more modern engine, I think. Still going though, and this mud is deep. And this fuel tank on the back of this is heavy, and it is that kind of catch-22 with off-road driving. A lighter vehicle, generally speaking, will kind of skip across the ground a little bit easier. Mud tyres are designed a lot of the times to actually just clear the mud out quicker and get you down to more stable ground, so you do tend to go quite deep in, but they keep you moving. So a lighter vehicle often will move across the ground a lot easier. That said, some vehicles, like this for example, with all the weight of the engine over the front axle, is great, but then there's very little weight over the rear axle. You find if you put a back on it, all of a sudden that weight allows those rear 2 axles to actually give you better grip. So the added weight, much as it gives the overall vehicle more weight, it does actually help with traction. So it's kind of a bit of, you know, bit of both ways of looking at it really. It's just going to be fairly slow going across here till we get to it. When we get down to the bottom of the hill, we're going to take the right fork. Let's see if I can put it in normal. No, let's leave it in low. Like I say, we are still moving though. Actually, let's put the lights on. Looks like we're starting to lose light again. There's plenty of fuel in this, so I can refuel the Tayga if I want to. I should be able to refuel the TATARIN and also the TAS, and probably still have fuel in the back of this. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of a bang around in the TATARIN. We're going to have a bang around in that, see if we can find some more upgrades, and then I can start plugging away on the various different contracts, tasks, missions, whatever you want to call them, on Quarry and on here, and on Drownlands, because some of them obviously go backwards and forwards. I am still going to go back and do more on Michigan. I'm going to do more on Alaska, because there are more vehicles to unlock and find, and I mean, in all honesty, I knew the TATARIN was on here. I didn't know where it was specifically. A few people have messaged me to tell me where things are to help me out, and I have deliberately avoided reading the messages. As soon as I've kind of got that, you know, if you want to know, I don't want to know, I want to find it myself. So I knew it was on this map, I just wasn't sure where it was. That's why I was so pleased I found it in the last episode. Try and avoid going down the edge, that could be naughty. This thing's going like an absolute storm. Love it. This is my new go-to truck. I mean, I've been using it quite a lot recently anyway, and honestly I've got a few now I don't really want to get rid of, but I'm not using that much. The Royal BM17, I've barely used it. I've used it a few times, and that's only been because I've taken on a job or a contract and honestly thought to myself, I haven't used this for a while, maybe I should use it, and then just used it for that very reason. I wonder if going around this way might be better, or is that just as soft? One thing we did find with the other TAS was that going cross country actually worked out a lot better in most cases than following the roads. I think that's kind of psychologically, it catches you out, doesn't it? Because in your head you're thinking, you know, the roads, that's the way to go. But I think a lot of times, because the roads have been the way to go for so long, they're in really bad condition, really badly rutted, really deep with mud, and you are actually almost better off, if you can, going as the crow flies. Well, as much as you can. Sometime soon we're going to need to take a right. I think as we come across this swampy area here ahead of us. I haven't checked the map again for a little while. I'm just doing this from memory from the last episode. I think we're going to go right in a minute, don't we? I honestly thought that I would put these tyres on and it would be good, but then when I put the tanker back on this, I thought I'm going to get over there onto ZIMNEGORSK and I'm really going to struggle, but what a beast. Ooh. Every time I hit deep mud I'm thinking, is this going to be the bit that stops it? Is this going to be where we get caught out? But no. I'm thinking now, I mean obviously I'm nowhere near as far through as a lot of people. I know a few people have messaged me to tell me they've completed the game. They've gone through, they've done all the awards and all the various different things I need to do and got all the various different things and all the trucks, and you know, there are so many more trucks to unlock that I haven't done yet. Bigger ones, better ones, but for me, at the moment, with what I've unlocked, this and the Tatarin are going to be the go-to pair, aren't they? I know there's the big cats and there's some other ones as well. I haven't even done the Vorons, any of the Dans. There's a whole load more stuff to unlock. Watch out for tree stumps. So he's actually off through the trees here. I should have actually checked the map because I've come to where I did the last bit with the Tuz rather than to where the Tatarin and the Tuz are, which is what I should have been aiming for really. Up on that outcrop there on top of the hill, that's where the Tatarin was. But I actually came down a little bit off that, so it's got to be around here somewhere. Farm dog's just been out for a walk with my daughter, so he's just come back all hyper. This thing is awesome. Where is it? I thought it was down here somewhere. I've lost it. In more ways than one. I don't really want to turn against the slope because then I'm going to tip over. Please don't tell me it's one of those things where I unlocked it in the last one, found it, and then it's disappeared. I can't afford to lose my Tuz and the Tatarin. I'll be devastated. Yeah, this really is not the best way to be going about this, is it? Please tell me it's over this ridge. Let's go down the hill a little bit so I don't get stuck here. Okay. Oh no, it's all over there. How did I come out? I've gone all the way around this side. It's actually over there. Oh well, at least I know it's not gone. I should have checked the map. There's my own fault for... That's it. Always rely on your memory, MrSealyp, because we know how reliable that's been so far. I'm hoping as well, the problem is on here, on ZIMNEGORSK and Quarry, there's no... No! Oh no. That was obvious that was going to happen at some point, wasn't it? That's me done. This doesn't have a winch that I can use. There's no autonomous winch on this. Oh man. Now I haven't got enough fuel in the Tatarin to get over and get this, I don't think. Oh, what an idiot. Think. Let's go on to here. How much have I got in it? How much fuel? 16 litres. Is that enough to get over there? Where I've got to get to? Through there, isn't it? Let's mark it. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. I'm not going to get that far on that amount of fuel, am I? Fingers crossed. I've got a funny feeling this is going to be a really thirsty brute. But if I can get even close enough to get the winch on it, that's not to say it will winch it over. It's a big heavy truck with a big fuel tank on the back. But I can try. Hopefully this will just knock entire trees down. Forest removal. It's awesome. Oh, cool. Cool bit of kit. 10 litres. I might do it. I just got a funny feeling we're not going to be able to tip that over, are we? Sometimes I need the engine running to use the winch, don't I? Oh. Handbrake. Winch. Oh no. Come on, come on, put it over, put it over, put it over, come on, gonna run out of fuel. Nope. Oh no, 1 litre of fuel, we are done. Oh dear. I haven't even got enough fuel in the Tayga, in the little Tuz, to swing it round. Oh, what am I talking about? Hang on a minute. Whoa, whoa, where are we going? We're going to slide down into the river. Why didn't I think of this? Hang on. Change truck. Am I close enough? Source. Tayga. Just refuel it from it and then tip it over. Won't let me do it for the tanker at the moment, but that's not a problem. Right, let's try this again. Why didn't I think of that before? In the middle. I don't really want it in the middle. Yep, that'll do. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, you beauty. That's weird. It's not registering the fuel tank on the back. Okay, so let's change truck to that. Let's refuel that. Source. Oh, let's change that. Okay, why is it not letting me? Right, I want to put it into there. So my source is the fuel tank. Right, there we go, that's better. It's just a case of clicking on them the right way round. Right, Tayga's now full. The source is the fuel tank and my target is now the TATARIN. Both refueled, both done. So what I've got to do now, without tipping over this time, haha. Let's get this over to the Tuz. Without tipping over. To the little Tuz, that is. Don't worry, we're going to get back to the TATARIN in a second. Oh, that was a bit of a hairy moment. Then I was thinking I was going to go and get a recovery vehicle and be backwards and forwards. And luckily we got close enough with the TATARIN to get the fuel out of the Tayga. Oh dear, what a game. What a game. Whoa, easy Tayga. Gotta be careful, careful. Too many rocks. That's a big rock in there, isn't it? I'm terrified of rolling this thing over now. I wasn't before. I think it's just the height and weight of the tanker isn't on the back. But again, one of those things that as soon as I said it, I was really worried about rolling it and bomb straight away. Over it goes. And I think this is where we're going to have to be really careful, because all the different vehicles do have, and they really do have, different handling characteristics. That driving around in the new TATARIN that we've got, it could be and can be detrimental, because in your head you go, not again, not again, not again, no, 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 no. Because you're going to be thinking to yourself you can drive anywhere. Uncharacteristic mistakes by MrSealyp. I've rolled vehicles over more in this episode than I think I have in the previous 29. Okay. Let's change into the little Tuz. How much fuel have I got in that? 2 litres. Have I got enough to refuel? Will it let me do it from there? No, I'm not close enough. Oh yeah, hang on. So a small... That's weird. God, it's a lot of mucking around backwards and forwards, isn't it? So, we did get that done. Just not how we'd intended. Do not roll this over now. Not after all that. Right, let's pop this over here. This can go back later on. This is the small Tuz. Now, back to the TATARIN. We want to go to that, then to that, then to that. Like I say, I'm going to be really interested to see what upgrades are available for this. I still don't want to roll it over though. It's got quite a wide wheelbase and it's quite low to the ground, so it should be fairly stable. But then one thing I have found already is that that doesn't mean anything. Ah, more winching. Oh, this really sounds wicked. Well, I do want to change the colour though, purely from a videoing perspective. thumbnails and visibility because it's camouflaged. It's not the easiest thing to see. So the problem is now this is at a really nasty angle, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to. I might have to swing it round a little bit first and then try. I don't know. Let's handbrake it. Do that and that and that. No. Handbrake on, winch is still on. Oh, right, okay. Now, as soon as I swap vehicles, that winch is going to detach, isn't it? Oh, man. Should have connected to the back. Come on, try and swing it around, Just a little bit. Winch it. Oh, we're stuck on a rock. Is that going to stay like that? If I detach the winch, is that going to fall over now? No, that's good. Right, engine off. Change truck. I'm going to go into that one. Turn the wheels that way. Straighten up a little bit. That rock is in a horrible place. Don't like that at all. Although, wow. Yep, that rock's horrible. Handbrake. Yes. Still stuck on it. Yep. Come on. Oh. Right, let's get this onto level ground where it can't just tip over on its own. Right, stop there. Okay, now we're good to go. Change truck into the TATARIN. Ah, okay, so from here, where are we going to go? Right, now the adventure begins. We want to head, I'm going to head for that upgrade first, I think. So, I'm going to put a marker on that. I don't always use markers, but if I follow the route down from here, down through the valley down the bottom here, up around the side there. Fine, upgrade. Don't think we're going to be able to do much with any of that down there. There's another upgrade there. Potentially we can get a couple in. That's the theory. So, engine on. Let's try to roll this over. I've got a funny feeling, as again it's that scary thing that I think I'm up to about half an hour already of recording because of all the mucking around with rolling over the Tayga so many times. But we are now in the TATARIN, so this was my intention right from the word go. Now this could be seriously fuel heavy, and if it is, what I think I might do before the next episode is get this back over to Drowned Lands, see what upgrades are available for it, if we can get a roof rack or something on it maybe, with some fuel points on it. But, wow. This thing is epic. In the true nature of Snowrunner, I mean, I suppose at the end of the day it's a scout vehicle regardless. You know, the whole point is upgrading from that initial, what do we have, the Chevy 1500 was it? All the way through the various different scout vehicles we've had. This is up there with the fun of the pinnacle of scout vehicles, I guess. And like I say, this is going to be a as the crow flies type vehicle, I think. Oh, look at this thing go. This was what I was saying before, when you get new vehicles, you get new parts, you get new things, and the monotony of doing some of the jobs that I've found over the last couple of days while I've been playing and unlocking stuff, all of a sudden you find yourself with something like this, grinning from ear to ear like a little kid. And that's the beauty of the game. I love it. This thing is a beast. Oh, I've said that about a lot of various different ones over, you know, but blimey. This is just not stopping for mud or anything. It's just, look at it go. We need to hopefully, I don't know if it comes standard with a good snorkel, or whether we need to put a decent snorkel on it. So I've got a funny feeling this is going to forward pretty well. I think they're designed to, aren't they, in the real world? Should I go straight across? Yeah, why not? Unless we come against thick trees, we should be fairly okay. The whole shape at the front is designed for this particular thing. Very steep angle on the front, so going up and down steep inclines, in and out of rivers, that kind of stuff, that's what it's designed to do. So, next upgrade, what's this one? Just doesn't care about the terrain, does it? What terrain? Might as well be a flat map, it really doesn't matter. Right, upgrade. Raised. Oh, for what one? I haven't got that. Step 310E. Well, when I do get it or find it, I've got the raised thing for it. Okay, so from here we're going to head out onto here or straight across, or it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's go for the upgrade there. I'm assuming there are going to be others dotted around. Ones that you kind of come across that are going to be, you know, in amongst bits that are going to take a bit of finding, you know. But, wow. Next job's going to be ZIMNEGORSK bridge recovery. I want to do that, which will give us access around, because I don't think there's any other blockages anywhere else on the map that I can see. There's nothing else blocked, I don't think. It's just the terrain. I want to come up over here as well, have a look through the undergrowth. Right, so we're losing light again, aren't we? Let's get that on. Turn that off. We're going back that direction. Oh man, that rock's a real pain. Try again. That's better. I just imagine if you could have this slightly raised with some bigger tyres on it. Wow. Not that it's having any problem at the moment, but I just think for the fun element of it, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be just for the just crashing around and finding fun places to drive, like the quarries and things like that. Will that take down a tree? No. You never know. Smaller one, maybe? Just kind of barges him out of the way a little bit. Stuck on the tree? Stuck on a tree stump? No. Of course not. Fuel economy isn't too bad either. I thought this thing would be drinking fuel, but it doesn't seem too bad. How it's swampy land, do we reckon? Should we give it a go across this? What's the worst that can happen? Not a lot, apparently. Oh, man. This thing is incredible. I don't know about indestructible, but it's not far off. This is a go anywhere vehicle. Ooh. Hours of fun to be had with this thing. Right, stop there. So the great thing is now, any of the maps I haven't unlocked yet, I can actually go back onto different maps and just absolutely steam through with this. Upgrade? As of AM 8.16.1. Was Vorons. Okay. So, that's the last of the upgrades that I can see on the map, I think. But there's probably others knocking about. So after that insanity, what I'm going to do is probably off screen now recover the TUS 420, the TUS 166 and the Tayga 6436 back to Drowned Lands, do any upgrades, any recovery bits and bobs that need to be done, then start plugging away at some extra tasks. There's a couple of bits here I can have a look at. I wanted to do bridge recovery there. But we now have the Tatarin properly, and I didn't just recover it back. I went out and got it and refueled it, and with all the fun and games that went with it. So what I'll do very quickly is that. That's better. Let's come out of here. I'm going to head out towards that little bit of coastline, whatever it is, if I can. Knocking someone's house down. Well, it's fairly derelict already actually, but... And with that, we have come to the end of another episode. I say it wasn't quite what I anticipated at the start, but that said, it did exactly what it needed to. The great thing is with this comes automatically. Diff lock on, all-wheel drive on, it has a high range on it too. So you can just keep your finger down, and I honestly still think we need cruise control. That needs to be added. I mean, that said, even with this on high, I wasn't having any problems with it in normal auto box. I don't think did I put it in low? I might have put it in low once potentially. So with that, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.